Good morning, everybody. Willie here, Great Outdoors. Taking you out on another fishing excursion. Hopefully it's a catching excursion. I'm checking out the lake right now, and it doesn't look bad. A little breezy coming off the lake, so I'm gonna go try the pond over here. Now, what we're doing today, a reel came in the mail. Again, we have reels coming in the mail, thanks to people like Andy and Gary Barber. I got reels coming in the mail quite often now. What we're going to look at today is a reel that I didn't think was actually going to make it to the campground and be part of all of this. But my wife had a volleyball game. She had to leave the campground and go back home for the evening. So that reel came in the mail. She picked it up and brought it to me here at the campground. And last night we did an express clean using her toothbrush in the sink. And needless to say, I've got to go buy her a new toothbrush. Now, you might be asking why I didn't use my toothbrush. Well, because she had two of them. She had one in her travel bag and one in the camper. So I used one of hers. I didn't just take her toothbrush and steal it, basically. Well, I guess technically I did. Anyway, this reel was sent by Gary Barber. It is a reel that I remember being built, and I remember a couple companies doing this version of reel, and I never owned one. Gary uses them a lot, as well as his Johnson Centuries and Citations and things like that. So he found one on eBay, and since I had never had one, he actually sent me one. And I'm going to read off. Now, here's the problem. For me to be able to do my homework on these reels, I use, the internet. I use Google quite a bit. And unfortunately, I have no signal here. Legitimately, I have no signal here. My phone stays with no bars pretty much all the time, and if I have one bar, it will not allow me to look up anything. So I know nothing other than what was printed on the side of the reel to be able to tell you anything about it. Now, I'm going to go real quick with this. It is called the Shimano CX1000 Speed Master. Now, this is a small reel. Being a 1000 size reel, it's a small reel. It's a small reel after all. It's kind of one of those things that I like to use. And normally, I would use 4-pound line on a reel like this. Very seldom will I put 6 on one this small. But because I didn't bring any line with me, I had to steal line from the newest edition to what we brought up here. So I knew I had line on it that's only about a week old. I stole the line off of the Century 2000, Pulsinator 2000 Johnson thing. Anyway, we took the line off of that so I'd have enough line to be able to put on this reel. That is 6-pound line. Now, it is a super high speed reel. That's what's written on the side. And it has a 6:2-to-1 gear ratio for a small reel. That's pretty cool. Are you tired of looking at me through the steering wheel? So I got my notes here. I'm going off of those. Graphite construction. Okay, now for the time frame, that's probably about right. Has the quick fire release system, quick fire 2, which is the trigger style. This is a spinning reel. It's a spinning reel that I could be showing you technically, I guess, and maybe we should do that. But it also, I'll just tell you, it has a 2-ball bearing system. Okay, so it's a 2-ball bearing system with the trigger, quick fire 2 system for the trigger there. Hold on a second. And there we go. There is your quick fire 2 trigger system right here, which means that you basically grab the line and the trigger with your finger. You have your drag is a bottom drag. Now here's something on here called Fighting Star. I don't know what that is or how it works or what it's for, but your drag is on the bottom. You can spring loaded, you can push up on it and turn it where you want. I really don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to look further into that and find out what that means. But anyway, now it's got some 6-pound suffix on it. And right out of the bag, it came from eBay directly to my address. It was really working quite well. I did disassemble it some. I did not take this thing apart very far because I didn't want to take that chance in the camper trying to keep up with parts and all that stuff. So I did pull everything down that I could take down, cleaned it up with the toothbrush as I said, oiled it up, and it works really well. Very fast, very smooth. So I got it on this Browning Syntec rod that I got here. I think it's a 5.6. Yeah, it's a 5.6, but I also have another rod just in case. But this is all we're going to use. This is all we're going to use. We'll go cross our fingers and hope we can go catch a fish. It's 60 degrees this morning, which has been the warmest morning we've had. Maybe these fish will come to life. And let's just see what we can do. So anyway, there we go. Thank Mr. Gary Barber for sending something I've never had the privilege of using or owning. Let's see how this thing works. He says he loves them. He says he's stocked up on them so much that he'll never have to worry about ever needing another one. So hopefully I won't have to call him for parts or something. There's always that possibility. I am that guy. All right, I'm gonna step over here onto this board and see if I can cast down this edge, but again, it's nothing but leaves. I don't know what I'll get, if anything. Missed 3 fish, which absolutely destroys me. This board does not like me standing on it. It's proven that on a couple of occasions as it's tried to throw me into the water. I'm hoping y'all can see me. Hey, over here, getting ready to fall in the water. Okay. Man, I couldn't have asked for a better cast other than it going up in the weeds. So now I'll just get this hung up in the weeds and just get it over with. Because the wind, though my lure landed where I wanted it to, the wind blew my line into the weeds. No, have a fishing channel. It'll be fun. Give it a try. Where did that go? Finally. We finally got fish. Thank you, little guy. You are almost the breaking point between me and continuing this journey of fishing. Little bass, thank you. See ya. Man, you cut my bait in half. I walked because the golf cart batteries are pretty much non-existent anymore. Thought I put everything that I needed in the camera tackle bag and I didn't. So the camera is just sitting on the table and you're probably got the sun right in your face. And I've caught 3 fish that y'all haven't seen. Blah, blah, blah. Now, oh, I got a hit right there. I was getting ready to say I probably won't catch another fish, but I did just get a hit. I did change to the other rod, to the PC Fin Torrent rod, which for whatever reason barely holds this reel. I'm really glad the wind's blowing though. I can't begin to tell you how happy I am about that. I'm hoping y'all can even hear me talking. Because when I got here it was blowing from behind me, now it's blowing in front of me and I'm having to cast into it. Now I kind of talked with Gary, and Gary said the reason he sent me this reel was because of a lot of the topwater stuff that I do. The 6.2-to-1 would probably drag a small whopper plopper or a torpedo pretty quickly across the top of the water. What just happened? The ring on the rod just broke. Okay. Another reason I'm not messing with PC fin anymore. The ring just popped off the top. I just wish I could get my hands on this little button thing. I just can't do it. See, it goes back into its right place, and you just gotta pull back on the crank arm and keep it in place, and then you can grab the quick fire 2 setup, and then bang, you just blast it way out there. And this is 6-pound line, and it's doing a pretty good job getting it out there, even though that's now where the wind is at. But the only real problem is I'm able to reel for maybe about 10 feet before I hook into pine needles, leaves, oak trees, you know, or fish. You know, occasionally we hook into a fish in this show. I don't know why. I mean, yay. Thank you, Mr. Crappie. Thank you so much. Hey, stop all that whirling and bobbing. It's just not necessary. After 4.5 hours of fishing, it's worth it just to get that right there. That was sarcasm. Thank you, Mr. Crappie. We got one. What can we do now? Anything else? Anybody? Anybody think we can do anything else? Okay, so here's how you do it. I'm going to show you. You see how that goes back to the same place every time on the old quick fire 2? You just take your hand, you push it back, you reach up there. Even though I have short, fat fingers, I still manage to get a hold of it. And boom, we blast her out there. It lands in the ripply water where the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour. We let it fall slightly, providing the leaves allow it to go down any depth at all. And then we begin our retrieve. Something, anything, something, something like that. Oh, we got another one. Could we actually be into the crappies? Could we actually be? He even had a pine needle in his mouth, and he doesn't even realize they don't eat pine needles. Thank you, sir. The only thing I don't like, this rod, this is a PC fin Torrent, and I'm all tangled up on the tip again. It's not gripping the rod. I mean, see how I got so much play? I've got it screwed down as far as it'll go, and this thing is a light rod. It's supposed to be good for these types of reels, these sizes, and it is not. Ooh, that's a good spot. That's a guaranteed fish right there. I don't care what anybody says. Guaranteed. That fish right there. Fish right there. He's already on it, as a matter of fact. I knew he was right there. I felt him. I felt him. I could feel it. What is it though? It's got to be a crappie because it came right to the top immediately. And with this 6-2-to-1 thing, it just skied it right on across there. And there we go. Thank you, little fella. Let's try over there again. Couldn't be just one. There's got to be more than one. There simply has to be. It'd be silly if there wasn't. I think I've already got one. I do. That must be, man, that one's got some fight to it there. Got to be a crappie though, because I think he immediately came to the top. Yeah. We might have a group of crappies that have moved in over there. Yeah, the 6-2-to-1, if you can see, it brings the fish on across the top of the water like a jet ski. What you got there? I got a crappie colored jet ski. You do. Yep, that's right. You heard of a sea-doo? I got a pond-doo. There we go, another one. Oh, we got a hit right there. Boom, we got another one. We got another one. They are definitely in that little spot over there now. I don't know why, but that's where they're at. Wait a minute. That's not a crappie. That's a gosh dang gill. Hello, gill. Thanks for coming by. Because I've been telling people I've been catching gills, and I didn't know if they were believing me or not. Thank you, Gil. See you, Gil. Smoke with silver sparkle is definitely the color of the week, though, because it has caught many fish this week. There we go. Wow, that's a feisty one too. Well, let's just say if we were fishing for food right now, we wouldn't be going hungry. We would be eating good tonight. Oh, you stuck that hook in my thumb, you devil, you funny guy. Bring your mouth around here. Stop it. There we go. Well, I've really been wanting to fish this thing everywhere I can. So I'm trying a little bit everywhere. I'm gonna walk down here to the edge. I got another lure in here I haven't used in a while. I might break it out and see what that's all about. See if we can get something out of that one. It is in the smoke and silver sparkle, but it has a C-shaped tail. And it's a little larger. So maybe, oh, maybe we can catch fish. Like, you know, this one. Or just a lot bigger. That'd be nice. A lot bigger would be nice. Little bass. All right, we have a little bit larger smoke silver sparkle with a C tail. It's a little larger. Yum. You can usually find this bait in Walmart in stock. That is one of their always on the shelf baits. And what's that? Oh, it's a turtle. I just figured we'd just try it. It's a little larger, maybe something a little larger, we'll try to hit it. Well, I just got a hit right there. Oh, we got one. He hit and then he re-hit. I guess that's what you'd say. He probably had to re-hit. He had no choice. He was like, no, no, come back. I'm hungry. You're still hungry. Get on out of here. This is a good spot, but man, you can barely get in here to it. And if I cast, I got to cast at a 45-degree angle. Making sure there's no massive snakes laying around on the bank because it has gotten warm again. I don't know how I'm gonna cast this. Oh, something just, oh, I do got him. I'd say something just swirled at it. Yeah, it's funny. I saw him swirl at it, but I didn't think he had it. Stop now, come on. We ain't got time for all this. Get on out of here. What are you doing? As soon as I made that first cast, the battery died. I did get a hit, but I didn't catch anything, so we're all right. But I do have fish that are wandering around over here. I've seen them. They're lost. Got little cardboard signs saying they are hungry. Oh, there we go. I saw him when he came after it, but he's right along the edge here. Little bass. There we go. There we go. I knew there was one out there deeper. I don't know if that's the same one that's been hitting me the whole time, but it sounds about right, judging by the size of what I'm seeing here. These things, get out of here. Go get me some. This is a spot where we should be breaking records, not catching these little fellas. Okay, I got something here that's giving me a pretty good pull. And I turned the camera off because I wasn't expecting anything. Oh, that's a pretty good bass right there. Yes, sir. That's not bad compared to what I've been catching. All right. That's a pretty good fish. Well, I mean, better than these little fellers I've been hooking into. That's a nice fish. I mean, good enough. I'm okay with that. That's almost got, pretty darn sure, that's got thumbnail written all over that. All right. Hopefully we get something from that. Thank you, sir. Good fish. I like that. That was fun. So hey, what's happening, guys? We are back here at the camper. This is actually the last day here at the campground. And I'm going to tell you, the week was a struggle. Strange weather, very sunny and bright, but cold. Man, we had a couple of 138 degree morning and a 40 degree morning. The winds have been kicking, 25 to 35 mile an hour wind gusts. And then today, for whatever reason, it warms up to 80. Started out at 60 this morning, warmed up to 80, but the wind was just screaming, which helped us, I guess, in a way, catch some fish because of the warm temperature. Because we struggled. I mean, struggled. Out of 3 different videos that I was trying to attempt here, this may be the only one you actually get to see, because the others were so pieced and parted together that I just don't want to put anything out there for you guys that's just junk. And I'm not going to do that. It's just pieced and parted and not making any sense or anything like that. And I have to thank Gary Barber for this video, because if it wasn't for him taking a chance on sending me something that he thought I might enjoy using, we may not have this video. So let's talk about that real quick. The Shimano SX1000. This thing, I remember these things, and I'm sure if any of you who have fished most of your lives remember these trigger happy reels. Were they a fad? Did they just not take off? I don't know. I'm not sure. I never used one. Nowadays you can find them in the flea markets and on eBay and things like that, and you'll find them, and there can be, and I've seen these actually brand new in the box. But I think they were Abu Garcias that I found, Cardinals, because I believe they made a version of this too. And they wanted like 30 bucks for them, stuff like that, which for me was just too much for what I wanted to use one for. So they're out there. If you'd like to give one a try, please feel free. The 6:2 to 1 gear ratio, it's fast for a small reel, which is why Gary sent it to me, because he knows that I like using topwater stuff like torpedoes and hula poppers. And well, a hula popper, you're not going to worry about the speed, but what, torpedo, buzz bait, you know, a whopper plopper, something like that. Now, this reel only takes up to 6-pound line. So I would use very small torpedoes and buzz baits, probably, even maybe the 60 size whopper plopper, and I think it would be okay. I have 6-pound line on it right now, which we stole from the Century 2000 pulsator thing. I had to take the line off of it because I didn't have any line. So because, again, it was kind of a fluke that it showed up when it did. My wife had to go home for a volleyball game, and she brought this package back. So if it hadn't have been for that, and I guess my wife and Gary, you may not be watching this video. Now, what did I like about the thing? It does cast a mile. I was very, very impressed with how far it casts. Using a 3/32 jig, because the wind was so bad that I was using a heavier jig to get it out there. But it cast a mile. It did really good. Once I got used to the whole trigger thing, we were okay. Now, normal circumstances, this is how I would be holding this. It would be between the middle finger and third finger, and that's where I'd be holding it. But my fingers are short, and I can't really reach the trigger. I can reach the trigger, but I can't get the line. So I actually had to move up to third finger pinky, and then I was able to start grabbing that line pretty well, which just feels funny. It just feels awkward having the forearm of this reel in between these 2 fingers. Once I got used to that, I was casting pretty good, because I think you might be able to tell by the end of this video, I had the thing down pretty good. There's a couple things I don't understand. This is called the Fighting Star. You can push up on it. It's spring loaded, and you can dial it in some way or another. And I don't fully understand that. That, of course, is your drag. It is a 2-bearing reel with a 6:2 to 1 gear ratio and the Crossfire 2 trigger system. It is a graphite constructed reel, but it is fast. And it's really fast. Once I started realizing I was ripping these baits a little faster than I was used to doing, I just had to slow down. And sometimes that's hard for me to do, is just slow down, because I'm so used to using centuries and citations. and Fiskars and things like that, that I'm used to really having to rip to get a bait to come in pretty quick. So I just had to calm down. I just had to calm down. But we started catching fish at the end of the day, and man, I was having a blast. I really didn't want to stop, but I knew I needed to get up here and get the rest of this video taken care of. So at least we had one video out of the 3 I was trying to accomplish that you guys could watch. Which there again, thanks to my wife and thanks to Gary Barber for sending this reel, we have. Because I'm really not sure the other two, as creative as Evan may be, I don't think we can throw any of that stuff together and make it worth watching. Just saying. So anyway, pretty neat reel. If you see them out there and they're not super expensive and they look like they're in pretty good shape, nothing wrong with having a little experience with something that maybe you've never tried before. That's basically what I was doing, and I'm actually enjoying this, and I'm looking forward to spring for these topwater baits, because right now the topwater thing just ain't happening. It was too windy, the water was too rough, too cold, and then today the wind was just blowing 100 miles an hour. If I would have tried to put any kind of topwater bait close to the bank, it would have been, if I'd have got the lure in the water, the line would have been in the trees. Trust me, I did it several times. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. This is really cool. Gary, thank you once again for sending me this reel. This was pretty neat. Really enjoyed it. To thank my wife for bringing it back over here for us to have to do it, or so we had something to do. And we will be getting back to the Century 2000 and the pulsating action and all that. I will tell you this, be prepared, because as Dan Selvig said, some reels were put out there to catch people, not fish. Don't forget that. I found that to be pretty darn cool. I almost want a shirt that says that, or a bumper sticker or something, because that was a very cool thing to say. Thank you for that, Dan. Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one, whatever the next one may be. Now I'm going to go outside and sit by the fire with my wife for our last night here and prepare for all the fun packing up to leave tomorrow. Hey, got some Halloween candy though. Need some peanut butter for that though. Oh, going outside.